Greetings all, Devious Monkey. I continue to get a lot of questions on this whole setup, what I'm using in general and what my thoughts are in general on some of the stuff that I do. The big one that I knew that I would step into was using UV filters on all my lenses. That is a habit that I got into from the very beginning of my photography career. I put UV filters, clear UV filters on everything. Somebody did make a comment that they said, it's kind of a negligible downgrade of image if you're using better ones. I have found, and pretty much almost exclusively I use B&W for my filters as far as the UV filters go. They have always been made really well and the image looks great in them. Basically, when I pull a lens out of the box when I get it, the filter goes on right away. I try to do that before the lens gets any dust or smudge or grease or whatever on it, because it never comes off. I've said this before in my videos. I don't know how people that don't even take care of their stuff never seem to have any problems with dust and dirt on their lenses, their sensors, so on and so forth. It just amazes me, because I've got freaking a box of 1,000 Zeiss wet wipes. I've got, I ordered boxes of freaking, the little cloths, the lens cloths, not even microfiber, like an actual lens cloth. I've got blowers like in the car, in my bag, in my studio. Everything gets blown off, including the sensor, during a lens change. I blow out the sensor and the inside of the camera after I wipe around the, the rim and stuff to make sure there's not any dust or dirt that I can't really see, because there always is. I blow out the back of the lens, I blow out the front of the lens, I put the lens filter on, I blow it, and there's still dust on shit. I don't know how it happens. Now granted, my place is wall-to-wall carpet, I've got a cat, and I never clean as far as like dusting and shit, so there's dust everywhere. But no matter what I do, no matter where I go, there's just dust on my lenses and everything, and a lot of times my sensors. I would love to say that I don't give a shit about it and I'm just going to deal with it, but it drives me crazy. So if you have any ideas or suggestions on how the hell to keep dust and dirt and shit off of your lenses and your sensors, I would love to know the secret. As far as putting, why I put the lens filter on every lens. Look, I get it. We've all dropped our gear. We've all shit ourselves when we dropped our cameras, or they tipped over, especially if you have it on a shitty Gorilla Pod or anything like that. It happens. My thing is that it's not necessarily that I'm clumsy and I drop shit all the time, but when I'm focused on what I'm shooting or I'm doing something, sometimes I'm not quite paying attention, or I turn a little too fast and I slam into the wall. I run into the door jamb. I get a little bit too close to a branch or a tree and I hit it, and all that kind of stuff. Now, is that going to stop, having a UV filter on there, is that going to stop the lens from breaking, the lens? No, probably not. It might, especially if you're taking a hit right in the front. It might, you might luck out and you might just break your $30 filter rather than your $900 lens. And hopefully it's only the $900 lens, not the $2,500 lens. I do like to have that UV filter on there just in case, but it isn't so much for dropping it and running into shit and smashing the lens. It is for what I was just whining about, dust and dirt and shit getting on the actual lens element, the front element. Because what happens, it gives me a facial tick when I watch people take their frickin' scratchy ass old cotton shitty shirt and they just start rubbing on straight on the lens element. God, it just drives me crazy. And it's like, seriously, dude, you just spent $2,500 on that lens, and you're gonna rub that front element with your dirty ass, rank, scratchy shirt or whatever you can pick up? No, you don't do that. You can be as careful as you want to be. You're going to hit that lens element. You're going to touch that lens element. You're going to spit on it when you try to blow it off with your mouth. You're going to rub it. Something's going to happen to it, and it's going to get smudge on it. Once that smudgy shit, your body oil or whatever, or your rank breath gets all over that lens element, it is just going to attract dust and dirt. More to my point, if you don't have the proper lens cleaning materials, like an actual lens cloth and lens solution to wipe off your lens, then you're doing damage to it. You might not be able to see it with your naked eye, but you are doing some damage to it. Most of these lenses these days, especially the really good ones, they have micro coatings on them, like nano coatings and all that kind of shit, for a whole host of things. Every time you wipe that lens dry with your scratchy ass cotton shirt, you're basically damaging that coating. You're taking some of it off. It could be microscopic and you might not see it right away, but eventually you are going to cloud your lens, you're going to scratch the lens, you're going to scratch the coating, and then once that happens, it starts to break down from there. Would you rather replace a shitty, and let's just go to Best Buy and get one of their $15, UV filters, or go into Amazon and get like a $4 filter? Would you rather replace that $4 filter 20 times, or would you rather replace your $2,500 lens even once? And let's say you don't have to replace it, but you still have to send it in to get it fixed and they'll have to replace it. It's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than a $30 UV filter. That's why I put UV filters on anything. It doesn't really degrade my image so much. Like, if I did an actual experiment and I took a picture with and without, you're not gonna see the difference. A pixel peeper might see the difference, but who gives a shit what a pixel peeper thinks? Take your pictures, shoot your video, but protect your investment. That's all I'm saying, all right? If you don't wanna put a UV filter on your lens, I don't give a rat's ass. If you don't want me to put a UV filter on my investment, again, I don't give a rat's ass. I'm putting a UV filter on all of my lenses. Just take care of your shit, man.
All right, kids, that's it for the day. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, and all that shit. And remember, forward and up.